Don't do a power cleaning until you watch this video. Hey, what is going on? The printer guy here, and in this video I'm going to be talking to you about some of the different things you should know if you are going to be running a power cleaning on an Epson EcoTank printer. I'm going to be discussing Epson's caution message for power cleaning. That is what you can expect, and kind of just a warning from Epson if you're running a power cleaning to keep certain things in mind before you run a power cleaning. I'm also going to be discussing the maintenance box and what happens with the maintenance box when you do a power cleaning. I'll be talking about ink and the ink that is consumed during power cleaning, whether you're using regular ink or sublimation ink. And then lastly, I wanted to just give some general information if you're doing a power cleaning to improve your print quality and you don't see improvement. Just wanted to give you an alternative method that you could use to actually improve your print quality on your Epson EcoTank printer. There are going to be timestamps down below this video, so you can skip around if you need to, but I always recommend you watch the entire video, especially a video like this that could help you make the right decisions with your Epson EcoTank printer. If this video ends up being helpful, please make sure to like the video. Any questions at all, comment below. And if you want more content like this, please make sure to subscribe. All right, so the first thing I want to talk about is the Epson Bulletin that they have on their website. Really, when you type in power cleaning to Google, if you go to the Epson page that they have listed, it's ranked pretty highly. I'll be linking to this down below. But basically, the caution here that Epson is giving is running a power cleaning consumes a lot of ink, so you should run only if necessary. Make sure each ink tank is at least 1/3 full before running a power cleaning, or it may damage the product. And there's another caution. Power cleaning may cause the ink pads to reach their capacity sooner. When an ink pad reaches the end of its service life, the product stops printing and you must contact Epson for support. Now, these are the two things you really have to keep in mind when you're doing a power cleaning. Number one is the maintenance box. So the warning from Epson kind of leads into the two other main things that I was going to talk about in this video. The number one thing is the maintenance box. So essentially what happens when you do a power cleaning is ink is being pushed into the system at a rapid pace, more than it normally would be when you're printing. Epson doesn't really tell us how much ink, but usually there's a good 10 to 15%, and that's of the ink that you have will be drained, or actually 10 to 15% of the ink tank, not of what you have. You could have a third, and 10 to 15% doesn't really equate to anything. But if you have a full ink tank, you're gonna be wasting about 10 to 15% of that ink is gonna go towards power cleaning. So that is why you don't wanna run more than maybe 1 or 2 power cleanings, especially when you're trying to improve print quality. There are other methods that you can use that I'll talk about here in a few minutes in this video that don't include doing multiple power cleanings. So the first thing you'll want to keep in mind is when you do a power cleaning, you may want to plan a purchase of the maintenance box that is compatible with your Epson EcoTank model, because it's possible that it reaches the end of its service life, but also it could be that it's gotten so full that you just would rather start fresh, because once that maintenance box gets totally full, there's a lot of problems that can start happening with your printer. And that's the ambiguity that Epson is kind of verbalizing here at the end of their second caution, where it says the product stops printing and you must contact Epson for support. Well, if you replace the maintenance box and you reset the counter, and you should be good to go. And that's really what they should have put in here, is that there's a way to swap out that maintenance box that does not involve any support from Epson. Once you go down the route of trying to contact Epson for support, you're dealing with customer service that may not be the best, and so it's usually better to go the route of doing it yourself. And this is what they would end up telling you anyways, is that you have to change out the maintenance box. So I'm not sure why they don't just say that in this statement. They really should. There's going to be 3 of the most popular Epson EcoTank maintenance boxes linked below. The first one is the T04D1, the second one is the L3110, and then there's a third one, the C3945. And there's variations of that number, but those will be linked down below. And you can do that yourself. You can purchase the maintenance box, you can swap it out even before there is a service message that comes up on your display that says to change it out. Now, if you have that message coming up on your screen, you don't want to ignore it. You want to swap out your maintenance box pretty much immediately. But what I'm trying to say is that if you're going to be running any power cleanings, plan to change your maintenance box, and that will kind of put you ahead of everybody else and will prevent a lot of other issues going forward. I think a lot of times what happens is people run power cleanings, they don't plan their maintenance box replacement, which is very simple and easy to do. And then what ends up happening is there's some other problem where there's a clog or there's jammed up ink. Now, I've kind of already mentioned this, but the ink will get drained. So the next thing you want to look into is maybe having some ink before you do a power cleaning purchased already so that you can actually fill your ink. And Epson says you need at least 1/3 of the ink tank full. And I really would say that you should probably do your best to have it at the top line most of the time. Once you're at about 50% capacity, you want to start thinking about changing that out. And the only reason I say that is because yes, technically you can make it on a third, but if you are more proactive, you will limit the risk to you having any print quality issues. So what Epson is saying, I'm going to step above that so that way you can preserve your print quality for a longer period of time. Now here at Best Printers, we do sell ink for the Epson EcoTank lineup, mainly for the 4-color Epson EcoTank printer. So if you have only 4 colors on your printer, then the ink that is linked down below will be compatible. We also sell sublimation ink. So sublimation ink will be linked down below as well. And both of these inks mix well with whatever ink you have currently installed. It's dye-based ink, and it's going to be much more affordable than the prices that Epson currently have on these bottled inks. So ideally, before you run the power cleaning, what you would do is you would have a maintenance box prepared and an extra set of ink prepared. Kind of swap out that maintenance box and top off your ink before you actually run the power cleaning. If you leave these things for later, it really could be that they're forgotten, or it could be that you are running low ink or a maintenance box that is full, and that would cause all kinds of print quality issues. Now lastly, I wanted to talk about a method that you can use outside of the power cleaning, because power cleaning is kind of like the ultimate thing that you can do to restore your print quality or to kind of get one color that maybe not printing again. But in some cases that will not work. So an alternative method is doing a manual cleaning with a cleaning kit. This is the cleaning kit that you can use on your own. But basically what you would be doing is you would be doing a DIY project. You would shut off the printer, you would get access to the print head, you would remove some of the removables on the print head and get access to the nozzles, because the nozzles are what end up getting clogged. That's why you are running a power cleaning, is to flush ink through those nozzles. But in some cases, these nozzles are so backed up or so gunked up and blocked, clogged really is the word, that no ink is able to pass through. So this is where the print quality becomes diminished, and this is where the need arises for you to clear that blockage. And when the power cleaning does not work, you'll want to move on to a manual cleaning if you would like to keep that printer. Now, if you had given up at that point at the power cleaning, you simply would buy a new printer, and you can find a new printer at bestprinterstech.com. We have a printer finder quiz that will help you find your next printer. It may be a newer Epson EcoTank model or maybe something different, but really we ask you 9 different questions, and based on those questions, you are pinpointed to 2 specific recommendations based on the questions that you answer and the way you answer them. Back to the manual cleaning, you basically would take this cleaning kit, set it up, get it full of cleaning solution. You would attach a silicone tubing to the nozzle of the color that is giving you trouble, and you would start to push cleaning fluid through. There's so many different things you can do from that standpoint. You can warm up the fluid, you can do a push-pull method, but basically once you buy that cleaning kit, you're almost guaranteed. I can't say guaranteed because there are, a small percentage of people that are not able to do this because the clog is just so bad. But usually when you warm up the fluid, even with a really heavy clog, you're able to break that blockage, put everything back together, and then run another power cleaning so that the ink gets flushed into the system. And that should, in theory, fix the problem. And really, it's not fully theory because there are thousands of people that have purchased the product and had success. You can check that within the product's ratings. I'm always very surprised because this being a DIY product, a lot of the blame can shift to the product when it's an unsuccessful DIY project. But we have phenomenal ratings taking that into consideration, and the thousands of people that have been successful with this method, doing it on their own, no technical background, successfully fixing their printer on their own, and being able to continue printing with a printer that maybe they had for 3-4 years. Maybe you get another 3-4 years of using that printer, and that's a lot of money saved. So I have a video that will show you how to do this manual cleaning for any Epson EcoTank printer. So no matter what Epson EcoTank printer you have, this video will just give you general guidance on what you need to do to perform this manual cleaning with the cleaning kit. And that is the Best Printers cleaning kit, the only cleaning kit that I recommend because it's the one that I use on all of the printers that I fix. We also do have support that we provide. bestprinterstech.com is a full support website. And so that is the value that you would receive by using the Best Printers cleaning kit. And again, it's the only one that we endorse here on this channel. I do have a repair playlist with over 200 videos, all different types of printers using this cleaning method. But as I said, in that one video that I'll link down below, it will show you how to do print head cleaning on any Epson EcoTank printer. So I recommend you watch that video. It'll also be linked here at the end of the video where you can select it on screen. So it's a few different ways that you can access that video. All right, so I really hope that this information was helpful. Again, if it was, please make sure to like. Any questions at all, comment below. And if you want more content like this, please make sure to subscribe. Thank you so much for watching this video. If the video was helpful, please make sure to like. Any questions at all, comment below. And if you want more content like this, please make sure to subscribe. Also, please take a look at the description box for any of the products I ended up mentioning in this video. If you're looking to buy a new printer, consider visiting bestprinterstech.com and taking the Printer Finder quiz that will help you find the right printer for you. Now, I have handpicked 2 videos that are here on the screen right now for you to watch next. So hoping to see you there. If not, until next time.